Folks, a lifetime of planning is all screwed up. I'll get into that in the latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending July the 3rd, 2024. There's a large segment of our population that has owned their home for many, many, many years. They're right about now looking to retire, and their plans have all screwed up. Everything was going great as home values appreciated. You see, their whole financial plan, their whole retirement financial plan was based on the value of their home. And they poured blood, sweat, and tears, everything into their home and paying off their mortgage and building up the equity. And, well, building up the equity had really not much to do with them. It was more of the market in general. And it was working. It was working in their favor for many years. And especially over the last few years, where prices went through the roof, a lot of these soon-to-retire couples took money out of their home to help their kids buy, because with the way prices were increasing, there's no chance that their kids were going to be able to afford their own home, so they helped them out under the pretense that prices are going to keep going up. And when we retire, our home will be worth so much more than what it is today. Let's help our kids today. We'll be fine in the next 2-3 years. Well, here we are today, 2-3 years later, and their value, not only did they help their kids, but their home's value is much less. Their plan was originally, we're going to sell our big family home, buy for cash a small family home, have money in the bank to cover our retirement, to travel, to do what we want to do as a retired couple. Well, that's all out the window. They can't do that anymore. It's questionable whether they can buy the smaller home because their home's value has come down. Buying the smaller home and having enough left over, that's maybe for a lot out the window now. It's just not going to happen. Maybe they got to rent. Maybe they got to move in with one of their kids. This is the reality that a lot of retirees are facing now. Many not in a position to retire anymore, or not in a position to retire with the lifestyle they have spent a lifetime planning for. The biggest reason for this is not so much that the market changed. Well, one is not having the foresight that the market could change. I guess we could say that that's a problem. But that the biggest problem is all their hopes and dreams of retirement all centered around one thing, their one home. That's it. And if anything messed around with that, they'd be in trouble. And that's why they're in trouble today. There's another segment of retirees or soon-to-be retirees in a similar situation where, yeah, they got their home that they're going to sell and buy another, but they also have other investments. They've diversified and put money into other areas that is earning them money, and they're more comfortable today. I guess the moral of the story is there's more to security. There's more to financial security than just owning your one home. It's a big part of it, but it should be part of the plan, not the only plan. And that's where people find themselves stuck today that are thinking of downsizing, retiring. That one home, that's it. That's their only plan. It should be part of a much larger plan with different other investments. And then you'll find those people are looking forward to their retirement and not kind of stuck and not have all their plans thrown out the window. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, it's really simple. Up here, there's a link. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. York Region home prices and trends. Here we go. Here's a summary. We're going to be looking at detached properties only. These are average sold price, Vaughan, Markham, Richmond Hill. We're going to start off with Vaughan. 22 detached properties were sold. 4 of those were at $2 million or more. I do want to say something about the sales. For week ending July the 3rd, there was a long weekend in the middle of that. In many parts of the GTA, during the long weekend, sales tend to come down. Now, sales were trending down to begin with. So for this long weekend, they're sitting at 22. I don't know how much of that is sales just normally trending down or a little bit lower because of the long weekend. If we look back at the previous 2 long weekends, sales dropped. This long weekend was the Easter, sales dropped. That's what normally happens. So we'll see over the next week or so where sales kind of end up being. But right now, 22 were sold for week ending July the 3rd. Average sold price down from the previous week to $1,735,000. Average sold price is trending down for detached properties in Vaughan. 1735 is 3% higher year over year. The median price is 5% lower. Prices were trending up a while back. I've got 3 months on the board here, but over, say, the last approximately a month, average prices kind of seem like they're trending down. 22 were sold, 41% sold at list price or more. Listings are trending down. Active listings, although 1 week to the next, it's down a little bit. Active listings overall, they've been steadily trending upwards. And when we look at the sales that we've done, the 22 sales, and we look at the amount of listings available for sale, 4.9% are actually selling. 4.9% of active listings are selling. And months of inventory climbing. We're now sitting at 4.8 months of inventory for detached properties in Vaughan. Let's look at Richmond Hill. Only 16 detached properties were sold. Again, it was a long weekend, but sales were trending down. Average sold price is down to $1,923,000. It's kind of crazy that I say it's down to $1,923,000 because it's down over the previous few weeks. 1923 is 4% lower than what it was this time a year ago. The median price is basically the same as what it was this time a year ago. 16 were sold. Look, 16 is already not a big sampling of the actual properties that are out there. But of the 16, 44% sold at list price or more. Active listings, it's down by a few from the previous week, but overall trending up. And when we look at 16 were sold, but there were 412 available for sale. In this week, 3.9% of the available listings actually sold, just 3.9%. And months of inventory climbing, sitting at 5.9 months of inventory. Over the last few weeks, prices are trending down, months of inventory trending up. Let's look at Markham. 32 detached properties were sold. 8 were at $2 million or more. It was a long weekend, and I point to you the previous long weekends. Average sold price is up to $1,890,000. 1,890 is 3% higher than what it was a year ago. The median price is 7% higher. Over the last month and a half, it looks like prices are trending upwards in Markham. 23 were sold, 48% sold at list price or more. Listings, fewer and fewer listings are trending down. 6.6% of all available listings are selling every week. Active listings is trending upwards. The months of inventory sitting at 3.5 months of inventory. Here's a quick summary. Markham has, between Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham, has the lowest months of inventory, but the year-over-year change is huge. I mean, versus last year, Vaughan, 3.3 months of inventory last year. This year, 4.8. Richmond Hill, 2.5 a year ago. Now it's at 5.9. Markham, 2.1 this year. Last year, 3.5. And if you want to, just for reference, look at the condos, 3.9 to 8 months of inventory. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.